Good evening, viewers. Thank you all very, very much for tuning in today. Yeah, well, so we're here in the lab, and we have a little project here. So, I have had this RAYO. Let's start with this. So I've kind of done an experiment. So hearing the way some people think about restorations and things clean up and certain patinas that they like. I have had this for sale for quite cheap on online since last year, and I have sold just a number of other things in that time. So this is never sold, never even any inquiries into it, even though it is in pristine shape. It's just left untouched. I put this online untouched for a reason to test the market and see what the market is looking for. And nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. Things are changing for this. So now we have a part. Thanks to Dave Dolan, a buddy in the Lantern group, found this for $1 somewhere. And I'm like, ooh, I need one part off that. And he goes, how about I just send you the whole thing? So he did. So, it's toasted. Holy smokes. I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anything. Maybe the burner, because it was protected. But here's the part I need. Right here. And the sheath there. This is what I need. And, oh boy. Yeah. Well, we'll just have to clean it real hard. Oh boy. So, if this was a fire hand, I wouldn't worry. It would, I could probably see my face in this in 5 minutes. But yeah, this is toasted. So, but we're gonna see. I mean, it'll function and everything. It's just not gonna match. It's not gonna match things very well. But we'll do our best. Do our best, and we'll harvest some of these other parts, and we'll check out their integrity and things. All right, let's dig in. Let's dig into these things. So what we're going to do, we're going to take that part, got to put it over here, and because I need to disturb this thing's present nature, I am going to put a cleaning on it, and then find a home for it. I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, this is, RAYO's or Pritchard Strong, whatever way you want to talk about it. Prisco, but that's a very cool squat globe size lantern. Very cool, big and beefy looking, and yeah, well made. So we're gonna make one. Yeah, oh boy. So we're gonna attempt to make one nice one and give it a cleaning. All right, let's get at it. Right. So this is we're gonna take this out of the way for now. And we're going to let's play. All right. Well, we'll get. Oh boy. Well, it'll work. I think. Oh man. Wow. I mean, I think even I would have passed on this for $1. I would have for $1 just to see what I can get off it. And that tab just broke right off on there. So did that one. Yep, so did that one. And I don't care. Isn't that great that I can do this and not care about breaking the tabs off? Come on now. Okay, well, we got a yeah. It's nasty. Yeah, it is nasty. But maybe we'll put a clean on it when we go to clean this other part and see what's there. And I'll put it with the other caps. I mean, it's still, thing is with these, oh yeah, that's pretty delicate right there. Oh, these tend to rust out real quick on these Priscos. Crowns are not super at all on these Priscos. All right, so we'll put that over there. We'll at some point. All right. So now we got a bale. Now I could actually go to town on this, which is fun. I like to do every once in a while. It's kind of like payback for all that difficult shit some of these lanterns give us. Come on now. There we go. Okay, I will add that to the my stack of bales that I got. It's toasted, but it's functional. All right, now we got this thing. Okay, so there's that. And that is brass. That is a brass cone. And I'll save this purely for that, because the rest of this is toast. I mean, there's not holes, but it is looks a lot like a sandblasted lantern I worked on a couple of weeks ago. Ooh, and it's kind of, all right. Put that with the parts, because that's good, man. That rising cone, that brass. All right. Oh, God. Okay. It's going to be like that, is it? I doubt this crow is going to do us any good. But we may just do some prying here. That's cool. I'd really like to save parts when I can, because lanterns get expensive. Even just, you add on shipping for like a part. And a lot of times that shipping will double the cost of your part. Alright, so now we need this part. Now while that croil does that, we will try to bust this part loose. Let me tie this down so I have some leverage. Use my cool little system there. There we go. Did that without burning myself, which is good. Oh, telephone. So that phone call was pertaining to lanterns. I have a little road trip coming up this weekend. Yes, indeed I do. For the love of lanterns. Come on now. Good cut it. Good cut it. I got a cutting wheel right here. Easily available. Let's try it. Obviously, we're not going to save that. So, we'll do a little cutting so we could have something to pry on. All right. I want to make sure I don't hit that burner with that cutting job there. There we go. There we go. That released the tension. Oh, wow. Something was chewing at that, probably making a nest out of it in there. All right, it's a great shape. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Excellent spare RAYO burner. Sweet. And this, we can almost make that work, I think for in a bind, because these are so unique part of a Prisco brand squat globe lantern, it will work and function, so we will keep that. You can see how much energy had to be released to get that out of there. That was on there. Yikes. Okay, that goes with parts. Amazingly, it's not over. Oh yeah, it's pretty rotted. All right, we're done with that one. All right, let's see. What else can we get off of here? See if we can get this out of here. See what I'm doing here? Because I'm only one person, just something to yank on it with. I got this little thing here. So I have a little forceps on there. Some leverage. If this is pressed on, this is probably not going to come loose. I might be able to turn it and it'll pop out. Okay, that's looks like it's pressed on. Not soldered. Okay, well. All right, so this, well, it's, I mean, you can make planner out of it or something. Oh, what's that made of? Okay, it had a green tinge to it. I thought maybe it was like, you know, copper or something, but no. It must have been a former paint job on wherever that hunk of scrap came from. All right, so we are done with this. Now we can work on this part. To the junk heap with you. Now, let me clean up this mess. Hold on, I'll be right back. Right, so I think first I want to clean up this little sheath here, just to make sure it's worthy of being put back into service. This whole thing's pretty toasted. I want to see what that's all about. Okay, well, it looks like we might be all right here. Okay, well, I mean, it's a little toasty, but where the solder point is, it's all right. I can see there's holes, pinholes there, but that's all right. This is just for solder. So that's the solder point there and there. It should be okay. Inside's clean now. That part of this is actually looking pretty good. Part that was hidden under that. Okay, I'm going to take this to the bench grinder now. And see how we can make it look pretty toasted. All right, I'll be right back. All right, that turned out okay. That's certainly rough, but it will be just fine. Oh. So, okay. That whole air tube is loose. Huh. Alright, well, we have to work on that. So this appears to be having some kind of... I'm thinking a number of bad things happen here. Bad things that happen in this. So, there's definitely something wrong with that. And that may have caused all this to happen. So this somehow bending and then them trying to raise this screwed this all up. Okay, well. We'll just pull that part right out. You know what? I think I got a RAYO squat. I think I do. I had accumulated it since I came to be with this lantern here. All right, so you know that was really loose, so that tells me that this has been off before. Okay, now we can do some comparing here. Yeah, they're just bent all funky. Those are supposed to be out straight, so something happened there. Also, this hinge is froze. We're learning a lot about this lantern that I had not touched at all. There we go. There you go, Croyle. Yes, there we go. There. All right. Yeah. Full range of motion. Yeah. It's funny, you know, you wonder what causes a lantern to do that, considering this thing has like no rust. See, even in death, this thing is helping out. All right, so I want to make sure. Yeah, that's so much better. So that may be one problem, and maybe that's why it was so easy to take it out, because when it's bent like that, you shortened the distance here. Right. So now, looks like we are in to cleaner up mode. So this will go to the bench grinder, clean that up. Bale's weird. Huh. All right, that's interesting. Obviously, this was not original. I mean, yeah, you can see by these bends here, something's going on. But someone, you know, does not seem to be original, but I think it's just fine. But I may want to hack off some of these. So, okay. We're not going to put this on there. No way. I swear this like weighs half as much of this because of all the material that's coming loose on it. Okay, so we'll take that to the bench grinder, clean that up. The cap, which is, yes, nice brass cap. Clean that up. Well, that's interesting. Look at that. That mark. Look at that weird cutting job. Wow. It's a different, this part's different than the one we just, oh, Jesus. Uh-oh. Yeah, how does something do this? Oh, hardly any rust. Must have been just the right environment. But, you know, New York, man. New York freaking beats on shit, even when they're properly stored. So the other one, what did I do with it? This one had the little knobs. The little, this one has no knobs. But we're not going to use this, obviously, but I wanted to compare. Yeah, so they're a little different. Wonder how far apart they are in manufacturing, you know, considering that bale and considering this burner. This little thing saves me a lot of Croil, man, because of the hole, like, that's in the bottle of Croil. It's just gigantic. And you try to put nice little controlled little blob somewhere, forget it. It just spills out all over. Get yourself one of these little things. Okay, so yeah, so you can see here, that's all come completely loose. So somehow something with trying to raise the globe just done havoc on all kinds of stuff here. It broke that off. It broke off our piece there, and this was all bent. Huh. I don't know, man. All right, let's give that Croil some time. I already tried the heat. We're gonna let that do its thing. In the meantime, I'm gonna go work. I'm gonna work on this, clean this up, and then I'll try that again. Be right back. Well, yeah. So this is cleaned up beautifully. Did a little bit of work on the cap. We'll clean out the inside of that later. So I just threw some more oil on here. In the meantime, I guess we'll go work on the body here on the bench grinder. Clean it up. It's going to clean up. This thing's going to be super duper clean. And like I said, oh boy. Yeah, I had, like I said, this has been very inexpensive and in beautiful shape. Untouched online for sale with all my other lanterns that, you know, that I clean up and stuff. And this was an experiment. And it looks, nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. So it's getting cleaned up. And somebody will want it. Okay. Experiment successful. And that's exactly what I thought. All right. We're going to go, we're going to get this thing all cleaned up. Be right back. All right. Well, we can start now. We're going to let that Croil to continue. Oh, wow. I don't know where that accent's from. Okay, so we're going to, we'll go in order here. I was going to use this, but we'll go in order. So, starting with a junk bit. Work around stuff. Yeah, look at, you can see, look at, I mean, that's not rust or anything. That was just shit. It's all over this thing. Look at that. How clean this thing is. And yet, that thing is fucking fused on there. I don't get it, man. Come on, Croil. Actually, before I start this, I will load her up with some more. It's eating it up. It's going somewhere. Yeah, definitely eating it up. Very localized rust. That's just a couple of little spots. Gotta free that up. Darn. All right. All right. Let's work on it and work on this with the junk pit. And yeah. Okay, so I'm stopping right here because, so we got this brass rising cone here. And I'm going to go in. I have some leftover paste from another brass project I was doing. So I have some paste, which is equal parts flour, vinegar, and salt. I'm going to take this into the kitchen, throw it on here, and give it some time. And let it get rid of that black tarnish there. And then I'll come back here and start hitting this with the old junk bit. Well, look at that. Got it. So, a little persistence with the croil and some heat. Ooh, and a beautiful fresh wick. Look at that. Ooh, that's hot. Wow. I mean, that's just like all that rust located right there. I mean, that's just so strange. This thing must have just been in a perfect environment. What should I say? Well, no, I guess that's the wrong choice of words. I mean, this thing, oh, that's all coming out of the air tubes. What is that? Huh. Kind of fuzz. That's been on there for a long time, though. Oh, look at that. We got a bonus wick. Woohoo! Another beautiful bonus wick. Nice. Look at those. Very cool. And I'm getting them all dirty with my hands. Beautiful. Boy, that's funny, man. Dave, the one in the lantern you sent, is cleaner than this one. How about that? Let's take a look. Yeah. Well, I'll clean them both up and see which one looks better. This one, no, this one, let's see. No, we'll see. We'll clean them both up. We'll see which one looks nicer in there, because we have a choice now. Woohoo! Inside of the town. Oh wow, the tank. I mean, this thing's super duper clean. And what is all that shit? There's like maggots and shit coming out. Or not maggots, some kind of larvae. Alright. Send some shock waves up into them air tubes. See if we can knock anything out. Yeah. Ah, I can see here too. See that? See those little dents? That's from that improvised bale. See that? I gotta hack off some of these for sure because they wrecked the air tubes by wrenching them around inside there when they weren't moving. All right. So yeah, that's definitely a not original bale. Who knows? I might actually have one. I might even have one. I got a lot of bales. All right. So excellent. So now we got to clean up. We'll come back to that stuff. Okay. Yeah, there's like some funky dirt coming out of all these areas. All right, so now I can take this junk bit, this little area. All right, so let's get back to work here. So we have, we're gonna do some junk bit, and then I'll go to the wire wheel and work around all the seams and shit, and then pointy bit, and so on and so forth. And then we'll start thinking about these repairs here. All right. Okay, so now I think maybe we can start thinking about these repairs here. How do I clean in that? I really wonder if I can somehow... So this is like emery cloth, basically. This is a wet dry sand. It's a 2000 grit. I'm just kind of getting it in there. I don't know if I don't know. It's certainly, you know, thinner than my pointy bit. I'd like to just kind of dig at that a little bit because it's dusty in there. Trying to make sure the surfaces are good to reliquify this solder that's in here. It's hard to tell though if this dirt I'm seeing, it could have just been in a dead space in there. It's actually kind of what it looks like. Like all the solder on this side was holding this whole air tube down, because the other side is dedicated to the piece we got here. So, oh, by the way, a couple interesting things here. So, you see the top of this. I thought it was dented. It's not. That was the way it was stamped out. And you can see there was another issue with the stamp. You can see the line where these things were stamped out. Just kind of got all funky right at the same spot where this funkiness. So this was a manufacturer problem. I'm contemplating maybe take my tin snips and kind of hack that off. Although I did kind of put a little tool mark in it there, trying to pry it up. Either that or I'll sand it down. One of the two. We'll make that look better because it gave us a little line we can follow there. And also the burners, clean the burners up. They both look great. Like the donated, the one in the rusty bucket that came, does have some rot here. I mean, this is perfect. This is perfectly fine, useful. But it's got a little rot, so we're going to use this one. The one that came in it. This will go... I'm sure I'll find something to put it in. I usually do. Right. So, I'm thinking maybe I just clean it out real nice with some acetone. Open that these little brush hairs can get in there. Oh yeah. That's good. It's cleaning stuff up nicely there. Acetone's, acetone's good stuff, but ooh, I can see the tigering in the steel. Wow, that looks so cool. I'll show you later, but it looks like marble. That's great. So the only problem I have with acetone is when it dries, it picks up sediment and all kinds of dirty shit that acetone removes from your object. But because acetone evaporates so quickly, it's got all that shit mixed in with it, and as it runs down, it dries. So you'll see all this shit that you have to come back and wipe off from the acetone. Lifting out your disgustingness and moves it to another spot and then dries. So what I do is I end up having to use a cloth with acetone on it afterwards to kind of clean everything up before I do things like, treating it with oil or anything. All right. So, other things that we need to, let's see. We got this. Got this. So we'll acetone the shit out of this because this will be also accepting solder to it. Just want to make sure that there isn't anything inhibiting the solder bonding correctly. Yeah, so let's take a look. cool thing is that this is the, oh, did I do it? Yeah, I did it right. Well, that's what we want. Hopefully this is bent correctly. And hopefully our new bends. Oh, I gotta go ahead and check on our burner that I had with the paste on it. Let me do that. Be right back. Yeah, look at that. Pretty cool. Okay, so we'll probably put a polish. We'll polish it up a little bit. We'll maybe the 800 grit nylon. We'll put enough shine on it for us. Right. But now I kind of want to try things out here. I want to see how much better this fits on now that we have rebent it. Let's see. Oh no. Yeah, that's gonna be hard. All right, so we want to make sure. Well, let me get this more done before we put it back on there. Yeah, let me work on that now. Purely because now that when it's off there, I can do things to it easier. So let me go do the 800 grit on this real quick, and maybe we'll just kind of put it on there, and we'll even steel wool it and stuff and put it on there, so we don't have to deal with taking it back off, because now that we straighten those rods out, it's going to be a lot harder to put on than it was to take off because of the bends that were already in it. All right, here we go, 800 grit. Yeah, so now I think about it, why don't we just get this whole thing ready to kind of, go to treatment. And then we'll work on this repair. So we're going to 800 grit the whole thing, and we'll give it a steel woolen, and then we'll get to these repairs. So that way, things aren't in the way and everything else. We want to make sure things go smooth anyway. All right, 800 grit. Now, well, it's fresh in my brain. I'll put this little cotton wheel on here, and we will cut off some of these little leads here. I'll put them in my little vise I got over here. All right, much improved. Excellent. Let's try it out. Fail test. Complete. Excellent. Now we got to work on this thing here. Do we want to do that all together, or do I want to take care of that part first? Right, so I'm going to want to might be kind of hard. Shit. Okay, well, I want to smush these together, but oh, okay. Well, I can give it a little buffer here. So here's the problem. This is plastic, and we're soldering with heat. So I'm gonna see if I can. Oh, it ain't gonna work. All right, I'll find something to plop in there, something to put in the way to protect this thing. So I got to have it at the right angle so we can get some pooling of solder there. So let's see. We already acetoned it. I could do is got some solder, plop it right down in the hole there. Like that. Oh shit, you guys weren't even there watching. Son of a bitch. Sorry folks. Well, we're trying to work on, Jesus. I'm all discombobulated here. All right. Oh, maybe it did. Maybe it went right where we want it to. Okay, now what are we doing? Let's see about this. So this is already tinned. I gotta find the right placement. So got this little bit of little hunk of solder here I want to get off. There we go. Get out of the way. Now, okay, so now that's what we want right there. Yes. Yes, indubitably. All right, so we'll do that solder idea again. I'm gonna cut a little hunk. Try to put it underneath that. And a chunk on top. I gotta find the right angle here. Right angle for some pooling. All right. Beautiful. Jesus Christ. Oh. That was an interesting little task there. It presented some obstacles, but we overcame. We now have. And I think I discovered also what the problem is up here. Because because Priscos are fixed like CT Ham is, the chimney, the rising chimney, is on a track, so you can't twist it like you can a Dietz or an Embry. So you can't twist this around. So it's stationary. So it's got that track, and that track ain't happy here. Oh, I see a spot I want to clean, actually. Where are you? Where are you, 800 grit? Put you back on here. Yeah, so the track, and I did, I tried to kind of put a polish on it, with the drill bit. You see how that's stuck up like that? But I think if it gets a little twist in it down here, and you try to lift it, it ain't going up. So I think that's what prompted the whole problem with this part breaking off, and these leads here being bent. That's what, so something, just a cascading event. That's what happened. Well, look at that. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, we're solid. That ain't going nowhere. Cool. Now, oh yeah, let's see here. Let me clean up this spot real quick. Now, that's the steel woolet. Okay, we're ready to oil her up. Let's do it. There you go. Boiled linseed oil. Next time I go to refill on linseed oil, I'm going to grab some linseed oil that's not boiled. See how that works. I'm told the raw is better. I just recently heard that from somebody, but that may be pertaining to furniture restoration or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, there we go. That's some nice patina showing off some age spots. Love that. You don't want it to look like somebody tried to make it showroom new again. We're just exfoliating some dead skin. That's all we're doing. Alright, so I wonder if there's anything I can do here. See if this, ooh, that cuts it real nice. Alright. Nice. Thank you, $1 freaking flea market trimmers. Yeah. Nice. If you watched the channel for a while, you've seen this block, which I had originally thought was like a sharpening stone or something, you know, for like farm tools or something. Maybe it is, but I did see one of these, a number of them actually. There was 2 of them in a booth at an antique store, and they were listed as bed warmers. So maybe that's why it's such a porous, shitty type of stone. Maybe this is like soapstone or something, but it's a very soft stone. Doesn't sand stuff. It doesn't sand stuff very well because it's so soft. But I have been using it as an implement to kind of take the edges off large things. I also use it to solder on and do other fun things if I don't want to ruin my cutting board. So I just used it here to take the rough edge off of my cutting surface I just did there. That looks a million times better. Awesome. Right. Now we can get her ready to fire up. Let's fire it up, man. Nice. Look at that. What's that? LS. I wonder if that's a wick maker. Right. Nice wick. All right. So this freaking pesky thing. Click. Oh, so this one here, we got a spare now. Put in here with the other nubs. Oh, I got all these nubs that are so, this one's useful. I can use this one. A lot of these nubs are just that, nubs. I'm getting low. Getting low. All right, let's throw some kerosene in here. I would be, hold that a minute. That joint came loose. That solder joint. Okay, so I got to throw some solder down on that. Ah, done. Okay. Now we can throw some fuel. All right. Hey, let's try my endoscope. I want to see what a fount looks like with a wick in it and kerosene. So let's take a look here. We'll get the thing out. Let's jiggle the kerosene a little bit. There we go. Oh. There it is. You can see the it's starting to wick up the wick. So that's what it looks like. A little kerosene inside your fount. Plenty of wick there. All right, cool. And the inside of the tank looks amazing. Great. That thing's cool. The only annoying part of that fun $11 tool is that it's 16 freaking feet long. Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, it looks pretty. Oh, let me go check for a RAYO squat globe. Yeah. All right, be right back. Nope. Yeah, I got talls. I got 3 or 4 tall hot blast RAYO globes and a couple tall cold blast globes, but no squats. Plenty of D-light globes. This will be just fine. This is the one that was in it, and I like it because it's got bubbles. It's very cool bubbles in it. Okay. I'm going to assume. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, work for me. Oh, no. Yeah, see? It's going to be pretty laborious for this thing to activate without breaking something else. I'm watching to see if it takes it. Wonder if I could polish that little spot there. Let's see if I can polish a little bit of this mechanism here so that glides a little better. Right. Now, pretty sure our wick is properly wicked, and we can light her up. Let's do it. Oh, see now. Damn it. Nice. That'll warm up a little bit. That flame looks a little bizarre to me, but could just be the wick trimming. Right. Well, hey, we did a thing here. We resurrected this poor thing that had been trying to be sold for a very long time. Now I think we'll be able to find it at home. All right, folks. Well, let's come on down and look. RAYO 100. Yeah, very cool squawk globe rail. Well, all right, so that's going to do it here. Very cool. You can see the tiger ink still. I mean, this is super clean. It's bizarre that burner was so froze up like that, but that's RAYO for you. And luckily, this is all intact. Usually something funky happens up in here. Ooh, that's hot. Folks, that's going to do it for me here in the lab with this RAYO 100 all fixed up. And it's going to find a new home. I have a feeling it'll find a home much faster now that she's all complete and all cleaned up and looking beauteous. Folks, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for stopping by the lab. Until next time, don't you go changing.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.